I'm so excited for
Why?
this episode because I love talking shit about men. Well, no, actually, we're not even talking about shit about men. Today we're talking about women being crazy because us females need to allow it a little bit sometimes. So we all must have heard recently. Hi, by the way. Welcome to another episode of us chatting crap.
hello, friends. We're both doing a brown moment.
Yeah,
I just realised.
I feel like brown is like my color.
I'm enjoying brown at the moment. I've been looking for a brown fur coat, but it's so hard to find a nice one.
Yeah, they're all sold out.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, everybody must have seen this "Are we dating the same guy?" thing that's been going around. I personally have been in this group for years. I've been in the New York group for about 3-4 years now
as well, right?
Yeah, I'm in both now.
You know there's a guy one too.
Yeah, I've seen the guy one recently. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to talk about the group a little bit because it's so funny. It's literally hilarious. And also, I just feel like women in here are crazy. Like this group in like 10 years ago, I would have been eating the shit up.
Oh, I would have been from a distance.
No, but I mean, like, I would have probably been like, anybody dating my man's? Yeah, probably. Like in my crazy days.
I should just join it and put my man in there for the jokes.
No, because like it's kind of toxic.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've actually not seen inside the group, so I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't. The thing is, if you think something's going on where you've got to put your man in a group, it's time to head on out.
Yeah, it's
because really and truly, it's not great, is it?
No,
it's not great.
I think the problem is like a lot of girls, like, they don't get the reassurance they need from their man, so they're just like, well, I'm gonna get it from the internet.
Okay, I've got some quite funny screenshots that I've seen recently, but I'm like, I don't know if we can show them because I don't want to like.
Can't we just blur the like names or something?
There's no names. People don't put names.
Faces.
Like sometimes they put initials. Sometimes they'll
put. Then we can. That's
like
fine.
picture their faces. I don't really want to be hotting people up like that.
We can blur people's faces out.
Okay, so I'll show you because it's quite funny. So this is one I saw the other day. This is the guy.
Oh my god! If this is the man that you're questioning, hun, just get off. Step off.
So someone has asked any tea on, and then they've given his like tag name. I'm not gonna say
his road name.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And just bear in mind in the photo, he's wearing a balaclava. Yeah. His friends, I think, have got like Rolexes, and they're doing this, and he's also got like some sort of bandana on. Been speaking to him for a while now. So then a lot of people comment anonymously because they don't want you to know. So
well, yeah, when he looks like that, of course you're
someone said. He has some positive comments, yet people are bashing him because of his clothing. Is this group not about informing women if they have info and not just a man-hating group? Thank you. Literally, if roles were reversed, us women would be furious. I knew him when he was younger. He was a sweetheart, but defo over-sexualized even at a young age. He's since moved out of the area and is affiliated with a gang and raps now. I wouldn't take him seriously if I was you. He's lovely, but is that the life you want to live? Yeah, he's nice. I didn't know he was affiliated with a gang. I just know he makes music. I am just like, this cannot be real.
It's real, hun.
Like, is this really what it's come to?
Do you know what? Also, what the thing is that you remember is that, like, back in the day when we were young, we may have been attracted to these kind of men, like a little bit like rough around the edges, a little dangerous. Today, in my big age of 34, I cannot be talking to a roadman. But some of these girls are.
They're older as well in this chat.
And this is what's crazy to me. Like, at no point have you now discovered that, like, this is not the life to be living.
So this one was also really funny, which I can show because it's not showing anyone's faces. Anyone lost/left this in a man's car? My man's using his friend's car at the moment, so trying to figure out if this was left by a girl, his friend he was with, or if he's been up to no good. And then someone put, won't let me comment anonymously. This belongs to me, and I left it on purpose as I realized your man was playing me. Do you know what? Okay, we listen and we don't judge. I done this. I used to do this.
Yeah, but also, wait, can I just say something? So this picture we can share.
Yeah.
It's setting spray. Anybody could have left that. This could belong to anyone.
I used to do this. So when I first started dating my ex, I used to like, because obviously he was like out in the streets doing the most. And I used to leave like lip glosses in his car. Like one, it was because I knew that he'd be like, oh, you left your lip gloss. I'm going to come and give it back to you. Like that was a good plan. But also because if I thought it was a good plan.
Yeah.
And also because I thought, if there's another girl in this car, she's going to see that there's a lip gloss in it.
Yeah, the lip gloss leaving behind thing is definitely a red flag.
I just thought this was fucking funny because I just thought...
But setting spray, of all things, setting spray.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys in this chat, they're not looking good. I'm not going to lie.
It's a lot of roadman in there.
I don't have a photo, but does anyone have any tea on a guy called Tyrone? He has a gold tooth.
Narrowed it down, hun.
Like... What? And a lot of people are asking like baby fathers, anyone's man from Croydon, Thornton Heath, age and initials. They put initials now because like they don't want to give the full name. But sometimes when there's like loads of comments, anyone know Jay?
Is there a photo of Jay?
No.
How are you like? Come on, girls.
Sometimes though, I've seen people be like, "Oh, he's a great guy," and blah blah blah. So people be saying like nice stuff about these guys.
I want to see inside the men's group.
Yeah, I'm not in the men's group.
You can't be in the men's group. You're a girl.
Any tea on this one? Stay well away.
Ooh, let me see.
I mean, in hindsight, it's a good idea. But like,
this hair is not good.
you just don't know when someone's like,
Stay well away is the first comment.
yeah. You don't know if someone's actually really saying it for like to be a girl's girl, or they saying it because they're jealous, you know? I just think putting your man in this group is crazy.
I think it's nuts.
Or someone you're seeing is even worse.
I think the problem is that most girls just like they're not secure in their situations, so they have to find some security somewhere else.
A lot of people are telling them to
Not see this guy.
And some of these guys on here are old. Like, I think they were like, oh, he's 50.
50.
Sometimes I just look and see if I know anyone, because I think that would be so funny.
Oh my god, I'd literally cry myself to sleep. That is
Yeah,
hilarious.
39. 3 year. Any red flags or tea? Been talking to this guy for 2 months.
Yeah, you older millennials, you need to stop it.
He was in my inbox full of BS. I blocked him. Let me check how long ago. I talked to him a few years ago. He always asked about money.
Red flag.
And a lot of these guys are just not cute.
Yeah, but like the thing is, you're cute and my cute and everybody else is cute are not the same. You know?
I mean, let's look, shall we? My cute and your cute are not the same.
My cute and your cute aren't in this group. Put it that way.
It is really sad. And I feel like the men now hate us. Who was it that was in there recently? It was like a famous rapper or something that I saw on TikTok that they were saying like, why am I in this group?
Really?
Yeah, someone they put in there.
I don't know.
I mean, I think there definitely needs to be a way of us to catch out these men, because some of these men be doing the most.
This is the way.
I was going to once make a fake profile on Instagram.
I done that.
And then slide in his DMs.
Yep.
Really?
Was it I think it was on back when it was like Facebook days.
How did that go?
Not well.
Did he know it was you?
No, he didn't work out. But he didn't bite. I think I used the wrong kind of girl. I used like a white girl.
There was a girl who used to do this. She used to come on my TikTok a lot. I mean, I don't know if she's still going, but she used to then DM like people's mans.
So I slid into like my boyfriend and my boyfriend at the time, and his best friend's DMs.
Why do you do both?
Because I knew that his best friend used to lead him astray. So I needed to see how this would transpire. So I slipped into both DMs, and then I pretended that I went to his uni.
How did you get enough pictures to make a fake profile?
I just went on someone's profile and stole her photos.
You're terrible.
And then I made this fake profile, and then I pretended that I went to the same uni as him. So I was like, oh, I saw let's say his name's Luke. I saw Luke on campus. And then and I really, really fancy him. And that's why I'm messaging you, because I know you're friends with him. So because I want you to like get us together.
And what happened?
The best friend was actually like, oh, I'm going to talk to him for you.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, men have no love.
And then my boyfriend actually didn't respond, but I just think she wasn't his type. But like the best friend was like, oh yeah, I'm going to see what he says. But then he never replied after that.
I mean, so he could have been a good man.
He was not a good man, Savannah. One time I found someone else's red hair, bright red hair in his bed, and I did not have red hair, so it was not mine. And then I found photos of her as well.
Oh no. The photos are the worst. Why do they do that? It's so weird. As if I'm going to have photos of some guy in my phone.
It wasn't even on his phone. It was on his camera. And he had taken these photos of her on his bed in the camera. And then I was looking on the camera for some reason. And then I was like, hold on. What the fuck is this? Then a whole photo shoot in your bed. She was wearing like knickers and like a crop top. Yeah, then like a whole photo shoot in your bed with this girl. What are you playing at? And then I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, fuck. He's like, it's just my friend. And guess what I was doing? Up the Lulu. And I was like, okay. These times a half naked girl in your bed in the photos.
The worst.
And I was like, okay, babe.
But that's what I mean. I feel bad for the girls in these groups because I'm just like, bro, like.
No, actually, do you know what? I remember we had an argument after, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I was just taking photos of her. She's my friend, blah blah." And I was like, "Why is your friend on your bed? Like you
In
shouldn't have any,
pants.
I was like, you shouldn't have any girls in your room. That's not me." And he was like, "What do you mean? Like if my female friends come here, they can't come in my room?" And I was like, "No." And then we had a massive argument, and then he was like, "I don't know, I think he bought me something," and I forgot.
You were like, okay, fine.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
I like the ones where it's got like 71 comments. Anyone know this guy? Look at them. Just look at them. They're not even worthy of like a lot of these guys are not even worthy of you asking, do we know any info on them?
Do you know what? It just amazes me. It's like, but the thing is, I don't want to sound shallow, but like, these men are ugly.
They want plenty of fish.
And you plenty of fish. That's
Someone's
even
like,
still
ate this
floating about.
Cornell. Don't know. I was speaking to him on plenty of fish.
That's crazy.
Seems very needy, wanting a lot. Oh, it is Cornell. He went to jail apparently. Do
you know what? Like at the very least, if you're gonna get played by a guy, like make him have some kind of accolades, something good about him going on. Like not be a roadman who's got halfway to jail and ugly. Come on.
Yeah, this whole group is full of like low bottom of the barrel.
It speaks volumes.
Cornell's been posted twice today already, apparently. She said, I'm literally due to meet him this week. Will not be happening now. You say this week. So was I until I see him here. Goes to show he was planning to see 2 in 1 week. Just nasty.
Well, what were you lot all doing on the first date? This is the problem.
I didn't know people use plenty of fish.
I didn't know that was still kicking about. Ew. That was from back in the day.
Also has a baby mum in another country. He's a weirdo. Tried to talk to me when I was 18. He was 28. Then it's like every year he'll text me on WhatsApp trying to meet me. Scummy behavior.
She was 18. He was 28. That's nuts.
Anyone talking to a Leon who is tired from starting a new job this week? Do you know what people say in this chat as well, in this group? People are like, oh, anyone been with a guy like this week after 9 p.m? My man's been coming home late from work. And like, yeah, it's so nuts. I'm
after
like,
9 p.m.
How is this like how we're finding out about
But
stuff?
the thing is also, it's just like, I just think like, I said this to you earlier today, but like, I have no affairs in me. So like, if I'm in a relationship and my man has an affair, let's call it quits on me and relationships. Because how can we still be having affairs at our big age? Like people go through life, men be going through life at this age. How do you have the capacity? I barely have the capacity to get my Ocado shop done
now, or maybe we just weren't finding out before. I don't know.
I just don't get it.
I feel like
how do you have more capacity? Most of you've got jobs, you've got kids, you've got a wife,
no hairline,
you've got a mortgage to pay, no hairline, which you should be derma rolling, and you've got time for affairs. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand. Really, like you're getting busier and busier. You should have more on your plate. You're more stressed out from your life, but you still got time for affairs.
The stories I've been hearing lately are very disappointing. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, do you have any to share?
Well, it's just like the 30 plus men. They're really like, I don't want to believe that, like, I'm not a man hater. I don't want to believe that all men are bad. Like, I definitely believe there's some good guys out there, but I'm just like, the stories that I'm hearing, I'm just like what's happening? Where are we going wrong? Why is everybody having affairs and cheating and like, why?
Well, I mean, if you really deep it, it's been
why
going on.
Always
it's all been happening since the dawn of time.
Why are you always lying?
Yeah, because it's still happening. Lying? I don't get it. Yeah. How many of your friends would you say are in like relationships where you don't think there's been cheating?
I mean, I don't think any of my friends, my like close friends that are with people, their person's cheated.
So there's hope.
Well, not that, but if I knew about it.
But do you know what I think's mad? I think more of my friends are single than in relationships at this age.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Girls and guys.
I have a mix.
I've got friends in relationships, but I've got more friends out of relationships than in relationships.
I think my male friends, I don't even know if they would tell me at this point in life.
I don't think they would tell me now. They used to tell me back in the day, but like now I think that they know, like, I couldn't stand for it.
No.
And also I just think that you should be embarrassed. I think now they would be embarrassed because they're so much older. Like, how are you living with your girl? You're meant to be happy. Some of you lot are engaged, but you're doing up cheating.
And definitely not having affairs and stuff. Like affairs, you got kids and the house and all this stuff. Affairs are crazy.
Do you know where a lot of people have affairs?
at work.
A lot
In
of
the office.
in the office.
I mean, let's think about it. You spend a lot of time in the office.
More time than you spend at home.
I've never had an office like fling.
Oh,
like
I
I've never
haven't either.
fancied anyone.
But I remember when I used to work in an office, there was this ongoing for like 2 years, like a thing going on with like 3 people in my office, and it was a lot. So
I just couldn't think of anything worse.
and you know what? I think at work people get bored. They need drama.
And also, I guess it's like a little flirt. Like I had a work husband at one point, but like
My work husband was gay.
he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't anybody that I think he fancied me, but
Oh,
I
no,
didn't
I don't think
fancy
I had
him
that.
because
I
he
don't
was
like
this
that.
like white boy from Yorkshire who liked black girls. So like I fit the bill. But like he didn't fit the bill. He bought me a pork pie once. It's the first time I ever ate a pork pie. I was like, okay. But like,
What?
I mean, I think if I, because I never used to go for the work drinks, but I
that's
think
what
if
they
I,
get
yeah, I think if I'd went for the work drinks and got a bit drunk and he put it on me, I wouldn't have had it, but I think he definitely would have been like,
Let's
oh,
go.
systems go. Because there was one girl who worked with us and she was definitely fiddling around with everyone. I don't know, man. She was from New Zealand. I don't know what she was doing, but yeah. I mean, she was single, so she could do what she wanted, but I just wouldn't be fucking around with people at work.
I mean, I'm trying to think if I've ever had an occasion where I've actually liked someone at work.
I've never worked with anyone hot.
No. I did fancy one guy once when I worked in Sainsbury's, but we were young. It was kind of just like for the sake of it.
Well, I mean, working with somebody you fancy might be quite fun.
Yeah, but at Sainsbury's when you're basically doing fuck all and like fannying around.
Lipsing up in the common room.
We were lipsing in the BWS cage.
Were you?
Yeah.
You were kissing at work?
Yeah. And if I was
On the cameras?
no, we go in the BWS cage. There's no cameras.
What's that?
It's like beers, wines,
The
and spirits.
freezer. What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you can't be kissing at work.
Why? We were like 21,
I mean, that probably would have been.
and I'd be like, customer, and this is
Oh,
this
you
is a
said-
colleague announcement. Can Reagan please come to the customer service desk, please? There was no one waiting for him but me.
And then you take him to the cage.
And then he'd come and we'd just chat for hours, and then manager would come and be like, Reagan, you need to go back to the BWS aisle. And I'm-
What was it? Was
At
it
one
in
point, I
the
think he got banned
store?
from talking to me at work.
Oh, I had this. So I had when I worked at True Religion, I had a friend. He was just this guy that we used to literally chat the whole time. We got separated and the
Yeah.
store was small. So the size of his room. And I used to have to stand at the front. He'd have to stand at the back and we'd be like, working in retail was actually fun.
Yeah, like I feel like working in retail when you're that age is kind of like after school club, you know, but you're getting paid.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it wasn't so bad. So yeah, he used to like work overtime sometimes until I finished, and like he would just like sit. He would like finish at like 8, and I'd finish at 10, and then he'd come and just sit at customer services and just chat to me for 2 hours, and then go home.
No, I've never had a work fling.
Yeah.
Oh, how boring. Now I kind of want to. Now
it
I'm
was
not
so
going to have one. I
fun.
want nobody. I don't work with anyone now.
Yeah, and also like when are you going to work in an environment like that again? Like everyone's gonna be old. We were young.
No, not if I work in like an agency.
Okay, you're on an agency, Donnie.
Oh, definitely not.
No, I just don't think it's gonna. I think now it's done.
Really?
Yeah, like none of my friends now, like I hear about relationship stuff in the office, but back in the day I did.
They probably don't tell you. They'll probably having affairs.
Yeah, true.
Everybody's having office affairs. Because also you're getting away from your day to day. You know, little Paul.
Did you hear that the whole Blake Lively thing is because she fancied him?
No,
and
but then did
and
you
man
see the
like
video?
Ryan found out.
I mean, it's likely.
Yeah, which video?
Where they're doing the behind the scenes one. I think I sent it to you. Where
There's
they're
a
doing the
few.
dance.
Yeah,
And then
she's coming
looking
on
at
to him.
like,
Yeah, she's coming on to him for sure. And there's a voice note where he's like basically like, oh yeah, like if I acted that way, I apologize. Like, you know, he's like saying I got a wife at home. She was 100% on it. Work affairs.
What if we need to join the group. I think we need to join the girl group. What if we're like in it? I mean, no one could put me in that group.
Should I get my boyfriend to like join it so we can
Yeah.
he'll do
I
it
wanna
for
see
me.
what
He'll
girls
do it.
are in there.
He'd do it for the tea.
Because do you reckon girls are moving mad like that?
There's like a lot of men in there.
I mean, the thing is with men, like, what are they going to get mad at? One, like, if you're talking to, like...
Nah, these days, girls move reckless.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything wrong with going on, like, there's a lot of girls that go on multiple dates a week with different people.
Yeah,
if
but-
you're dating...
It's going to be
There's
stuff like,
nothing really wrong with
this
that.
girl goes out with guys just for dinner kind of vibes.
Me. I'm joking. No, I don't.
Or it might just be like, oh, is anybody like my wife's like not come home? Has anyone seen her? Did you see that thing that went viral? So there's a viral video went recently on some Australian like news radio thing, and the guy calls in. It's basically meant to be like the radio presenters like talk. Basically, the guy was like saying, "Oh, like my girlfriend, all she does every weekend is like go out, and she doesn't come home, and she doesn't spend any time with me and the kids anymore. It's just me looking after the kids, and every weekend she's out partying." And then he was like, "So I want you to confront her." So they confront her on the radio, and she's like, "I'm having an affair, and you're boring."
I did see this. Yeah,
I was like, "What the hell?"
I just don't know if I've got an affair in me. Like, I just actually think it's so deep.
I think I'd cry.
Unless someone's like a real bitch to you.
No, I don't think I could. Like, I don't have the
even
capacity to like. I'd literally cheat and then come home and start crying because I'd be like, I feel so bad. Like, I just don't. And also, I've been cheated on, so I couldn't do it.
People that go out, cheat after work, whatever, then go and get into the same bed.
That's
probably didn't even
dirty.
shower.
Dirty.
Like, and kissing and doing things with the person.
It's wild. The whole affair thing. I think because we've been cheated on.
Yeah.
Like, I've been cheated on.
You're not gonna be the cheaty.
No, I couldn't.
I don't think I could.
I'm trying to think. Since
Even
then.
like, I even think like it gives you that girl code of like, if I know something's happening, like you kind of want to tell that person as well.
So when in my like, obviously after I broke up with my like long-term ex from like 22 to like basically now, I've not had a relationship. I've only been in like situationships basically. And one of the guys I was dating, so when we first started talking, I knew him for years. We were like really good friends. And one year we were at our other friends, our mutual friend's wedding. And at the wedding, he confessed that he had feelings for me at this wedding. And I was like, what? Because it like came like out of the blue. Like I had no idea. I genuinely just thought we were friends, even though we'd been friends for a long time. So I never like.
None of my friends ever do.
He was in a relationship for most. So like when we first met, I was in a relationship, and then I broke up with that person, and then at that point he was in a relationship. So we were never ever single at the same time. So I never ever considered him as someone I would like date. And then at that wedding he confessed that he had these feelings for me. But how did he say it? I remember how he said it. He was like, if I wasn't with my girl, it would have always been you. That's what he told me. And I was like, what? Like blindsided. We were friends, so we used to talk on the phone all the time, like we were mates, whatever. But we never ever linked up just us two. We'd always been like kind of in a group situation. And then after that, he started calling me a lot. But I was like encouraging him because at this point, I had no horse in the race because I didn't have feelings for him.
In the race.
Yeah, you haven't never heard that before.
No,
I never had feelings for him, so I was just like, oh, like we've always been friends. Like, yeah, like I can fancy you, like you're hot, but like I don't have.
Oh,
those
he was hot.
Oh, hottie.
Okay.
You've seen him before. When you saw him, you were like, oh, he's nice. And I was like, it's my ex. And then he was like, oh yeah. So then I was encouraging him to work it out with his girlfriend. So I was like, no, you should work things out. You and your girl have been together for like 5-6 years. Like you should work out. You should work it out.
This.
Yeah, and then they didn't work it out. So obviously I'm all here like, yeah, buy her flowers, like do this, do that, do all these things, like hot relationship, didn't work out. Then we got together. So like off the back of that relationship, probably like 2 months after they broke up, we got together. Obviously bad idea. And then, but so the point is, I was essentially the other woman the whole time. And I didn't really realize I was falling into that place until we got together and I was like, what the fuck have I done? Because I've like basically been this other woman this whole time. So I feel like it's not always like.
I think somebody's always the other woman though,
yeah,
men just be moving on.
But it's not always. My point is that it's not always as black and white as it's just like you're having this affair. Like sometimes it's like slowly becomes.
I've definitely been the other woman.
Yeah, well,
not on purpose.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose.
Thing,
we also didn't do anything until they had officially broken up. So we didn't kiss, nothing until they had officially broken up. But I mean, it wasn't long after.
I mean, it's not great, is it?
It's bad. It's so bad. And I don't know. I think there's always
because if that was you and that's your man,
oh my God, so
it
upset.
would be not great. And it's always that friend as well. Because I think this is what happened with my ex and his girl before me. She was always like, you and this girl, and he was like, no, we're friends, and I was like, no, we're friends, but we really knew deep down.
No, I didn't know deep down because I didn't know he liked me. But then, suddenly, because we never ever had this conversation before that day.
Like you?
I actually never met her in the whole time they were together, but that's probably because we were always in a group scenario when we all linked up and she never wanted to come. So when we had all these group link ups, she never ever wanted to come and meet like his friends. So she only met like 2 of his friends and they were guys. So there was never really an opportunity for me to be around her except for at that wedding, and she didn't come. She chose not to come for whatever reason. And then that's when me and him kind of became a thing. And then also I do think there is a thing to like the wanting to be chosen thing, because now he's like, oh yeah, like I want to leave my girl and I'm like falling for you, and I'm just like, oh okay, well,
Yeah.
you're so flattered, like subconsciously I'm just like,
that's true.
the whole choosing thing kind of made me fall into him more.
Mm.
Not good, man. And then that whole relationship was destined for failure.
No.
Yeah, because once you're having like, what if you're coming off the back of one relationship, or pretty much virtually having you're having an emotional affair with this other person, getting into a relationship with them, you haven't really dealt with any of your trauma from a 7-year relationship. It's not gonna work, is it?
I mean, yeah, that was my ex for sure. He just skippity skip onto me, and then he skippity skipped next, and I'm like, sir, this is gonna fail for the end of time, because yeah, you need to be doing the work, really.
After that, I was like, and you know, all before that situation happened, I was like, I would never have an affair. I would never ever be a part of that kind of situation. And look at me then, sliding right in.
I did kiss someone whilst I was in a relationship once, but
Cheater!
It wasn't like, I get it. It was bad. Don't get me wrong. I don't actually think my boyfriend at the time, I don't think he even knows that I did this actually. So was Han. I mean, he was definitely doing worse. So whatever. Yeah, I kissed the guy I ended up getting with afterwards. I kissed him whilst I was with somebody else. It was in a club, so it wasn't really like.
It wasn't really like, what? It's still fucking cheating. You're like, oh yeah, it doesn't count. It's in the club. Yes, it counts, hon.
It was in the club, so it wasn't like we did a romantic date and was doing up passion, you know.
No, it was just, I'm in the club and we can't even wait. We got a kiss here in front of all these people.
And it was Trey Songz performing, so it really was, can't help but wait. See you for what you really.
Boy, he was really seeing you for what you were that night.
Yeah, that was bad.
I mean, yeah, we've all made mistakes.
And that's the only thing I've ever done bad in terms of like.
I mean,
and yeah, I feel like that sits on my conscience.
I don't think I've done anything. I've never cheated like on someone I've been with. Have I? No.
But my man at the time was also a fucking prick.
Doesn't justify it.
He definitely
Cheater!
He definitely cheated on me in the end.
Yeah.
I was like 19.
Ugh. I feel like things before 20 don't even count.
It's true. Yeah.
Like before I was 20, was I even alive? Like it doesn't even make sense. Like,
it doesn't count. And you know what? I've never kissed somebody in a club before.
Oh,
that's
multiple
weird.
times. I've kissed loads of people in the club.
There was one person who we used to have like a little thing, and like I used to like sit on his lap in like the club. You know who it is.
Do I?
Yeah, you definitely know. Like we just have a little thing, and every time we'd be like, because he'd be out and I'd be out, and we had like, he was really good looking, but like boring. And
what?
Actually, we went out once to eat. We went to Tinseltown once.
I think I know it took a while.
Yeah, but I used to like sit on his lap. Back in the day, that was what you had to do. Right. I was having this conversation the other day. Me and my friend were talking about dry sex. Right? Remember dry sex?
Dry sex was really a thing.
The worst thing
Why
ever.
were we doing that? Did you ever do dry sex in jeans?
Yes,
absolute
and Jonies as well. Like
the top friction.
The top shop Jonies.
Oh, awful.
It was why?
Because obviously no one was really like having the sex like so freely back then.
Yeah, but like, could we just kiss? No.
Yeah, but you kissed with the dry sex.
I was talking to one of my guy friends about this the other day, and I was saying like, that shit used to hurt.
Yeah, but was it? Yeah, do you know what I actually want to know? Was it good for you? Because it wasn't good for me.
They were getting blue balls from it. He said.
So they weren't enjoying it. We weren't enjoying it. No one was enjoying it. But we were just up doing it.
Yeah.
I had a relationship with a guy for 2 years. We never slept together, so we just had dry sex for 2 years.
Why? And the thing is, you're always like fully clothed as well. I feel like every time I had dry sex, I was fully clothed. I done it on my family home staircase once.
On a staircase?
It's
giving. What was that guy who went viral at New Year's?
Yeah, it was my house. It was in my. I don't know why we done it. It's so weird.
Yeah, not good, hun.
Yeah, is that still a thing? Do people still do that?
I don't know. I'm too old for that shit now.
I mean, that should never have been a thing. Yeah, we were reminiscing on dry sex days, and I was like, that shit was not good.
It's not a reminisce because it's a very sad moment in life. Why are we doing this?
Because also for the guy, like,
no one was enjoying it. We could have just kissed and like touched a little bit. You know,
I don't think there was any touching back then.
Like,
Or maybe there was like
there
17,
was. Sometimes
18.
people would rub down there with their hands through the jeans. I don't know if we should talk about this on the internet. But like, why were you doing that? Because it wasn't enjoyable. But then you'd pretend you liked it.
Oh, I did used to.
you were pretending to like it.
I did used to have the rubbing through the jeans was really bad.
It was like,
The rubbing through the jeans was so bad.
Why were we doing that?
That shit was really painful.
it wasn't comfortable at all.
Shit.
I think it's because back then you were like, well, I can't be a schleg, so can't be just having sex.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, and obviously, and I was like a good girl for a long time.
Yeah.
I was late to the party, so compared to most people,
it was locked up.
So therefore, the dry sex was all I had, and the kissing.
I remember being like 20, in my early 20s, maybe like 21, 22, and I went to this guy's house and we literally like were in his bed doing up dry sex, and then
That's
the
normal.
next morning he was like kissing my forehead, like, and I was like, okay. I mean, yeah, it was normal.
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was what
this
you did
is
back
nice.
then. That was
And then he was like in love with me, and I was like, okay.
yeah, back then that's what you did.
It's actually really weird.
Do you think the younger generation do that?
I don't know.
Do you think-
I think they. No, I don't. I think they're
they
doing the
just skip
full
to the
shebang.
shenanigans.
Yeah, I think they do as well.
Because I feel
'Cause
like
these
they're a
girls
bit
are
more
moving
free.
mad.
Yeah, they're a bit more free than us.
They doing shit in school. A lot of these girls.
Some girl. So that girl, there's a girl who braids mine and Helena's hair, and she was talking to when I went to get my hair done. She was talking about her shenanigans with some other girl, and the girl was like, "Yeah, I need to cheat first because I know he's gonna cheat on me. All men cheat."
How
so
old is she?
She was like 21. She was like, yeah, I need to cheat first because all men cheat. And I was like, hun, this is not a good like vision to see. I was like, if this is how you feel about men, you're only going to attract men that cheat. You're not going to attract a good man.
I mean, I never
and she was
thought
like, there
that,
aren't
and
any.
I still attracted men that cheat.
I can't speak for us all, but I was like, it's not a good mentality to have. And she was like, yeah, he told me he cheated on me, so I punched him in the face. I was like, what the hell's going on in the House of Commons? Like, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. These young girls be moving
I
nuts.
think it's men though that make us crazy.
The thing
But I
is,
think the young
I think
girls not good.
I think the whole men who make us crazy thing is a thing. Like, I do think some men push you to craziness. However, I think we're open to receiving the craziness, and that's the problem. Because a lot of us will see a red flag 600 times before we're like, okay, I should leave. When actually, when he fucked up the first time, why didn't you just bounce? So I don't think they're fully to blame. I can't lie.
Yeah. And we also don't want to hear the truth, I think.
I think you do, but then when you hear it, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah. It's not nice.
You know,
to
tell
hear
me the truth, and then they tell you the truth, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, not good.
I don't know if a man's ever like told me the truth.
What?
Like, I've never like on a breakup.
No. Not that I'm aware of.
No.
Well, actually, okay, so like one guy that I was seeing. So I was dating this guy, you know him actually. I was dating this guy for 2 years.
So was I. No,
And then
I actually wasn't.
We dated for a year, and then I said to him, like, when it was coming up to a year, I was like, what do you want from this? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, what? I was like, it's been a year, like, where is this leading to? And he was like, I don't know. And at the time he was going on holiday to LA to see like his family. So I was like, when you go to LA, like, have a think. When you come back, let me know. Comes back from holiday, and he's like, and I was like, but bear in mind, like, when you come back, like, if you're like, I don't want a relationship, then we're done. And he's like, cool. He goes to LA, he comes back, he's like, I don't want a relationship. I'm like, so I've got to sit on business now. And I was like, cool, we're done. Like, we're done. And he was like, no. And I'm like, no, we're done. Like, it's over. So I like aired him, stopped talking to him, blah, blah, blah. He goes, no. And then I remember I shouted at him. I was like, you wasted my time for a whole year knowing you didn't want it. He was like, I'm not ready for a relationship, blah, 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 blah. So then.
But they want all the perks.
Right. So this was around this was a month before my birthday as well. It's a fucking asshole. So then we break up in that November. The next summer, did you ever go to that festival in Croatia?
No.
Hideout
but I know
Festival.
it,
Yeah. So we went to Hideout Festival. Who's there? He is with all his mates, and
Doing
love
two-step.
rekindles.
Oh, no,
So we
the
rekindled
sun
our
as
love
well.
on the Isle of Bag in Croatia, fucking bullshit place. And then we start seeing each other again. And then in my mind, I had said to myself, "Cool, like we obviously dated like
Why
6
was he
months
so
ago."
scared of commitment?
Fuck knows.
He didn't have that. I mean, to be fair, I feel like without him being a hot commodity, he was kind of a hot commodity back then.
He was a hot commodity for someone, who wasn't that hot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so so then
He had the chat though.
yeah, he had
And he
good
was
chat.
giving mature.
And
as
he
well.
gave mature, and he was like,
Yeah.
and back then everyone kind of liked an arty Shoreditch boy, and he was an arty Shoreditch boy with
little
curly hair.
shuffler.
Yeah, like little skinny jean vibe.
Yeah,
So
true. No, not the freaking. What did he used to wear? The what's the pants that everyone used to wear? Not skinny jeans. The chinos.
oh god, he fucking love a
The
chino.
chinos.
Vans.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so then he comes back and he's like, oh yeah, so we start dating again. So in my mind, I said, cool. When me and him broke up, it ended on the vibe of he doesn't want a relationship. So me now re-entering this dating is me knowing he doesn't want to be in a relationship with me. So, and I took that and I said, cool, I'm actually happy to carry on seeing you knowing that this is not going to end in a relationship. It just is what it is. So I just enjoyed it for what it was. Then my friend was like, well, since you guys are not serious, why don't you go on first dates? You know, the TV show.
Yeah.
So then I applied for the first dates and they call me and they're like, oh, we want you to come on the show. Fast forward to later on that day, he calls me, he's like, how's your day, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, so jokes. Like, I don't think I told you this, but when we were like separated, I applied for that show First Dates. He completely Ray Charles this whole conversation and was like, okay, I moved on. Didn't give any comments, didn't say nothing about it. So I was like, cool, if he's not even making a comment on it, I can go on the show. Like, there's no problem. So now the day comes to filming. He's like, what are you doing on Saturday? I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to film like First Dates. And he was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to film First Dates. Like, and he was like, hold on a minute. So me and you are seeing each other and you're going on a whole TV show about dating. And I was like, well, yeah, because like we're not together. And he's like, what do you mean we're not together? And I was like, bro.
Men think you're together, even though they never told you that you're together. And then when you then afterwards are like, oh, we're together. Then they're like, no, we're not together. Are we together? Are we not together? Ah!
So I was like, when we last spoke about this, which was 6 months ago, because since we've got back together, we haven't discussed this stuff. You told me you didn't want a relationship. So you've not told me any different. And I've gone on that. I've not pressured you to nothing. But I'm also not going to stop my life for someone who doesn't want to be in a relationship. So I said, if you don't want me to go on this show, this is like a Wednesday. I'm like, if you don't want me to go on this show on Saturday, you know what to do. I said, you know what to do, sir? He said, he was fuming, shouting, whatever. I bet, locks off the phone. Don't hear from him. Saturday, I go on First Dates, film the show. My show didn't air.
You went on it.
Yeah, my show didn't air. So then I've gone on this date, whatever. The guy was not my type at all. But I'm like, cool, whatever. Had this experience, which was kind of jokes. And
Did
then
they ask you that thing where they're like, oh, do you guys want to see each other again?
yes, they did. They asked you separately.
Do they still do first dates? I kind of want to go
I
now.
don't even know. They asked you separately, and then they asked you. He was dry. The guy they put me on was so dry. I was holding the convo. They asked you separately, and then they asked you together. He said yes. They asked, and they know what your reply is going to be, and they knew he was going to say yes. They knew I was going to say no, and they asked him first, and he said no. Yeah, and then I said no.
I got asked to go on First Dates Hotel. I had a man at the
that
time.
probably would have been
though,
fine.
and he was like, you should go.
Oh!
My ex. Yeah.
Anyway, so then 2 weeks later, he calls me after I filmed the show, and he calls me the day before I'm flying to Vegas, and goes, oh, like blah blah blah, like I thought you would have called me by now. And I was like, why would I call you? I was like, I told you what you needed to do. You weren't gonna do it. You shouted at me, and you clearly had a problem. He's like, I thought you were gonna call to apologize. I said, you're crazy. I said, well, I'm going to Vegas tomorrow, so I'm gonna have a good time.
Nah,
Bye.
these guys.
Yeah.
I can imagine him as well, exactly what he's like.
Yeah.
Ew.
And he still like didn't, and he just didn't do. And no. Then I came back from Vegas, and my man wanted to be my boyfriend. He was like, oh, I think I want to settle down now. I said, my friend, it's too late.
Yeah.
You let me go to a whole Vegas.
I've been in the streets.
Live my vida loca life. And now you're telling me you want a relationship. It's done.
What? And you said no?
I said no. Because, and also sometimes the thing is like, by the time you get to the point of getting what you want, do you even want it anymore? Because you've seen too much has happened. There's too much damage done. By that point, I was like, this man's literally had me running ragged for 2 years to be his girlfriend. Nah.
I mean, I waited longer than that.
What?
Yeah.
How long?
Maybe like 4. Yeah.
4 years?
Yeah.
4 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's not good, is it?
Crazy.
4 years, yeah.
I'm actually dumbfounded.
And before that, we were still like seeing each other dating, but I was also dating other people. But then for 4 years, I was like...
4 years of no dating, no one else?
I wasn't dating anyone else, no. He was my man, I wasn't his girl.
Was he dating other people in that 4 years?
I don't know, probably.
Wow. How old are you?
20. It's from when I was 21 to
So
20.
started at 21. So it started when you were stupid and young, but by the time you were
and then
25,
and then I got the relationship finally.
by 25, at that point, did you not feel like I should have wised up by now?
I mean, my friends did tell me.
But I think probably you were so sucked into the spiral of him by this point.
Yeah, the funniest part is obviously I then went to New York for 3 months to go work out there during this period. And obviously I was kind of like, I'm going to New York, like to go and live my best life and do. And then obviously he was a bit like, shit.
Is this when it became official?
No. It didn't even become official after that. No, we got in a big fight and I was like, I don't care. I'm in New York. And I was on some dating app. Was it Hinge? I don't even know. So I was like, I don't care. And then obviously I think he was like, then he came out to see me. Yeah.
He sealed the deal with that one.
Yeah.
You were probably like, oh, okay, forget all these other mans.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I didn't care. He came out to see me. I was there for 3 months. I was like, I love him. I was like, he loves me too. But yeah, we weren't in a relationship.
That's nuts.
And then when I got home, we had a big fight. And then I don't think, we didn't get into a relationship till a while after that. But I know a lot of girls who've done this, and it's actually really sad.
I mean, yeah, I did it. There's not just this guy. I left this whole. I did that for 2 years, and then I left this guy to then find another guy to do the same thing with.
Shit.
So,
I mean, by the end of it, when we got into I did the ultimatum basically after that, where I was like, after 4 years, I was like, we're either together or we're not.
Or we're not.
And then we were, and I was like, it's paid off.
Wow.
I mean, looking back now, I'm like, 4 years is a long time.
Mad.
Like the way life has changed for me in 4 years, I'm like, it's crazy what I could have been doing.
See, now the thing is, I think over time, like, you change as a person, because like that could never happen to you now.
No.
Because like even my relationship that I'm in now, when I started dating my boyfriend, I said to him from day one, I'm dating other people.
Yeah.
And until I'm your girlfriend, I'm going to continue to date other people.
And I also think if you're not sure about me after a year, 6 months, whatever it is, then like we shouldn't be together. And I'm very like, now I'm very 100%. Cool with that. Whereas at the time, I think I definitely didn't have that mindset at all.
I think a year is too long. Even.
Yeah, for sure.
Because and do you know why? And the only reason I say that is because after a couple of months, you both know.
Yeah.
You both know if this is the person for you, and if you should be in this relationship, but you are not acting on that. So like if you as a person, if I met a guy now and we were dating for 3-4 months, at 4 months I'd be like, okay, so like cool, where's this? If he hasn't asked yet or indicated, by the way, guys, a man should be indicating to you from the jump where the situation is going.
Yeah.
If a guy really wants to be in a relationship, he's going to say from early, like, oh, I want to work towards a relationship. Like, he's not going to have you hanging on some thread, not knowing what's going on.
I think men are very good at that, though. And if you're the type of girl where you're not going to say anything, which I hated bringing up anything confrontational. I didn't want to cause an argument. I didn't want to do this, didn't want to do that. If you're still going to be that person, they're going to 100% get away with that. Agree. They will still do it now.
And I think also the problem is that a lot of people, this is men and women alike, are scared of ending up alone. Sometimes when someone comes along and they're dangling a relationship on a carrot and you're running on that treadmill for it, you're gonna keep running because it feels within your reach, innit? But like the problem is that you need to set the parameters of what you want, and if that person's not delivering, bye.
And definitely when you're acting everything, like me and him, everything we were doing was relationship. We were going on trips together. We were seeing each other every week. We were talking on the phone. We were like everything. We were saying I love you. Like everything was given relationship apart from him actually asking.
Wait, did I ever tell you about what happened? The reason that me and my boyfriend had an argument right before we got together officially. So like basically like a week before we became official, we had been planning to go stay at this like little cabin thing. I can't remember why we were going up there. Like I think it was just like a little staycation thing that we had. I think I had organized it for like work, and I was like, oh, do you want to come with me? And then maybe like a week before we were going to go up there, me and him were on the phone, and he had said to me something like, oh yeah, because you know, you're like basically my girlfriend or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not.
I think you did tell me.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not. You didn't ask me. And he was like, yeah, like it's like we're together, innit? Me not knowing that this is him obviously winding me up because he has planned to ask me out when we go to this cabin, to like ask me to officially be his girlfriend. So I remember I literally lost my shit. I was like, if you are just here to like lead me into this situation of false hope and you think I'm going to stick around, you're crazy. I was like, I will not be in a relationship with someone who isn't willing to, one, give me the things that I want and I require from a relationship, which is to be asked to be someone's girlfriend, and two, thinks it's funny to just to just play some little game. I was like, we're not children anymore. And then and I was like, do you know what? Furthermore, I'm so angry at what you just said. I don't even want to talk to you right now. So I'm going to talk to you later. And I was like, bye. Put the phone down. Then obviously he at this point is shitting himself because he has like obviously tried to wind me up so that I'm like thrown off the scent.
Yeah.
And then I think even the next day I was like, cool, I'm just gonna park before we drive up there. I'm gonna park it because I don't wanna I just want to enjoy this like weekend with him, and then if he doesn't ask me to be his girlfriend soon, I'm just gonna end it. That's what I was saying, because I was like, I have to have like these boundaries. This is something I've set for myself, and I'm gonna have this boundary. And then I asked him to the only thing I asked him to do was to make sure that he got this cake, because I wanted to do like this photo thing, and I was like, can you get this cake? And his sister was gonna make cake, something about this cake. And then on the morning that we were going, I was like, oh, where's the cake? And he was like, oh, like I forgot the cake. And I was like, this guy's taking me for a dickhead. I was like, he's taking me for an absolute dickhead. And we drove up there. When I say my attitude, Elena, I was like so frosty. I was like, don't touch me. Like, I don't want to talk to you, nothing. Only to get there and there to be a cake in the fucking room saying, will you be my girlfriend?
Oh yeah, I think you showed me the picture.
And I was just like, the whole time going there, I was like an absolute bitch. I was just like, this man's taking me for an idiot. I was like, not again. This will not happen again.
Yeah, it can't happen again.
Nah, it cannot happen again.
Nah.
And I was like, I felt so bad because I'd been a proper bitch. I'd been like so mad at him. And then in these times, he was just like pulling the wool over my eyes and like surprising me. But this is why you gotta make sure you get what you want, girls, because you can't be taken for an idiot.
Doing these years of him being your man and you being nothing.
4 years. Girl.
I know.
It's fine. You learnt valuable lessons.
Yeah, never again. I did that with my ex before that as well, to be fair.
Did you?
Yeah, after we broke up, I was his girl. He wasn't anything.
I mean, to be fair, like basically every relationship that I've had in the last 10 years before my current relationship, I was basically just someone's girlfriend who wasn't my boyfriend.
Yeah, moral of the story, don't let anyone's dusty son
take you for idiot.
And on that note, that's all we got time for.
We out of here. I'm Ash.
I'm Hell.
And we'll see you in our suite next week.
Bye.